Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? We're at the graveside here in this picture of the young mother, a hospital nurse, a mother of 6 children who was stabbed to death in her home by a 15-year-old Palestinian boy who broke into her house and stabbed her to death as he hollered, Allah Akbar. Now, this young man's name is Morad Abdullah Adis, a 15-year-old Palestinian behind the stabbing and killing of Daphna Mir. This took place Sunday evening there in Israel. The young man was caught overnight Monday morning by Israeli security forces. He was apprehended at his home there in Israel. It appears that, like most of the terrorists in this wave of violence, that it began in September, that Adis acted alone, had no previous record, thus making it extremely difficult now for security forces to know of their plans in advance, because they are lone wolf attacks, which is exactly what the ISIS and other radical Islamic groups said they were going to do. And that is, they were going to create chaos, not only in Israel, but around the world with lone wolf attacks. And that this was part of the ISIS and radical Islamic Muslim militant strategy. They have a misguided, definitely a misguided message out of Mecca. And the madness continues in the Middle East with the murder and the mayhem and the maliciousness. And so the young man was arrested following extensive operational and intelligence efforts on the part of the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, and the Shin Bet Security Service in a village there near Othniel. Now, a video released on Monday showed that the terrorist escaped. He presumably managed to sneak into the home, finding a breach in the fence. The young man's name, of course, again, Morad Abdullah Adis. Now, Adis's father said earlier today that he was proud of his son for carrying out the attack, and the news site Walla is quoting him as telling Palestinian media outlets. He also said that the soldiers who arrested his son interrogated all of the members of the family. Well, that's probably true. You're harboring a fugitive who just committed a murder, especially a terrorist. Everybody in the house is going to get interrogated and questioned. I mean, that's just good police work. That's just what you do. I mean, if you're upset about that, I'm sorry. But you should be turning your son in for the murder, not saying you're proud of him. That's why you were interrogated, because you're proud of him. The attack that killed Miss Mir sparked fears of a copycat incidents will start happening. Well, and it will. Unfortunately, it will. Because what they've done is they started by stabbing and killing people in this old city of Jerusalem, over by the west, the Western Wall, at the gate, at Damascus Gate, at Stephen's Gate, or the Lion's Gate, up on the Temple Mount, anywhere and everywhere, near anywhere and everywhere they can. And they've been doing this since I was in Jerusalem in October of 2015. It's been going on. Now they're taking it to another level. They've rioted in Bethlehem. They've fired rockets out of Gaza. So now that they're changing tactics, and the tactic is, okay, now let's strike more fear into the Israeli citizens by going into their homes and start killing them. And let's do it in lone wolf attacks. And it's primarily really young males who want to make their families proud. They also get, if they're killed for doing these crimes, they are also, the families given $25,000 each from President Abbas of the Palestinian Authority. So you have to understand, they're rewarded. The families are rewarded if their sons go out and kill Jews. And already ISIS has changed the strategy. The lone wolf attacks and radical attacks were going to be on tourists, and that's happening now worldwide. Istanbul, Jakarta, Indonesia, over by the Red Sea in the Sinai Peninsula in Egypt. You're going to see more and more, Belgium, Paris, France, San Bernardino. You're going to see more and more and more of these slaughtering of innocent civilians in different major cities across the world and different nations. It's starting. So this is the sadness of this whole thing. It's absolutely insane. But this is what we're witnessing. So pray for these folks. This is a terrible, terrible thing.